onwards to the Mirror Mansion, which is one of the most fascinating levels in the game, in my opinion. I really like the concept behind it. I think the general atmosphere of it is just cool. And I think that I used to hate this level, maybe because it just kind of confused me, but I love that it has a little bit of a Tim Burton-esque feel to it. It's not strongly that way. It's not like Bonneton from Mario Odyssey, but it's, you know, it's got a little bit of that going. Aw, crap. I'm sure I missed something, so Unithorns, save me. Bring me back up to where I belong. Where I belong in this world. I think that actually this might be one of my favorite levels now. It is a little bit of a hassle. I think probably the reason that I didn't like it before is because of the portrait things that you have to fight partway through the stage. They show up a few times and they're kind of... It was another case of me just not knowing how to beat the enemy, and it took me too long. Oh hey, another one of these. Another Simon Says game where you can just follow directly behind the flashing colors or the flashing boxes, and you don't have to memorize anything. It's just like Mott's Hand. Anyone remember Mott's Hand, or Moat's Hand? However you pronounce that. The best named enemy in Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, I made a big deal about that in the LP from 11 billion centuries ago. So, as you will come to discover later in the level, this level has a lot of mirrors, and it makes some fun use of these mirrors because it is indeed the Mirror Mansion. I like levels that utilize mirrors in weird ways, in games in general. I like the Crystal Palace in Paper Mario an awful lot. That's probably my favorite part of that game. I'm trying to think of other examples. I guess well, Zack and Wiki has at least one or two puzzles that relate to things that can only be seen in a mirror, and I think that's pretty neat. I've been meaning to play that game again, because it's not a very replayable game since it's all based on puzzles, and if you know the solutions to the puzzles, then there's not really a reason to play the game again, because then you're just going to fly through it and all the element of surprise is taken away. But no, okay, good. I played that game ages ago, and I've been waiting until I've forgotten the solutions to all the puzzles to play it again. I really don't know how many years it's been, but I feel like now I've finally forgotten the solutions to the majority of the puzzles, and I could probably play it again and have a good time with it. It's kind of sad that games have to be that way sometimes, but yeah, I spent a lot of time playing that game, and I want to relive the joys of my first experience. Let's see. Also, thinking about Yoshi's Island DS again. I don't know why that game keeps coming up, but Yoshi's Island DS had that one mirror boss, which was, like, one of the more clever parts of that otherwise not super clever game. Well, I don't know, it had good ideas, it just didn't utilize them that well, I guess. I like these weird bird things. Their heads look like Clancer heads from Mischief Makers. Clancer balls, or whatever it is. I think it's Clancer balls. Mischief Makers is a good game. It's a little awkward because the controls are very unusual for a Nintendo 64 game. You're expected to hold the controller the way that most people hold the Nintendo 64 controller before they actually learn how it's supposed to be held, which is just on the far left and right sides. And that's because the L and R buttons are used. But even though it's unconventional for the Nintendo 64 standards, it's got a certain tone to it that just makes me think of my good old days of early gaming. It's a game that makes me feel nostalgic somewhat, even though it's not a game that I grew up with. It's only a game that I played kind of recently. That was good. I did a great job there. I like this trapdoor level, even though there was already a level earlier where you used the ledge grab to ascend like that, but I guess somehow I might have missed that my first time playing, and this was the level where I was introduced to that concept, and I just really liked it. I don't know. This particular level was what made me realize that I really like ledge grabbing in video games. And particularly in this game, I think it just feels really good because you automatically latch onto the platform. You don't have to hold the direction of the ledge to grab onto it. I don't think you even have to face the direction of the ledge to grab onto it. It just kind of does it for you, which I could see being annoying in maybe a 2D game because there are less dimensions for running into a platform. Can I hit the switch, please? No, thank you. Switch. You can't just run over it. Okay. Maybe I'm supposed to throw something at it. Come here, Houdini. These friggin' weird Houdini things that I think turn into vampires, or maybe they are vampires. I have never had this much trouble hitting this switch. There we go. I like this. You have to hold the vertically opposite directions to be sure you're going the right way. I have to wait for the spike ball. The spike ball frequently messes me up. Shimmy on over. No, wait. Oh. Didn't realize where I was going. One of the weird things about this stage to me, it's not that weird, but it's something to point out, I guess, is that for me, the main music of the stage doesn't come up until about halfway through it, which I think gives it this very special tone. Like most of the levels that have multiple sections to them, the first section is the one with more memorable music, and the second section has something that's supposed to kind of like accompany the change in tone, but not actually be all that memorable. And in this level, it's the opposite. But yeah, I like this one. I like this one because I can do something stupid with it. Hold on. Gotta jump at the right time. Gotta jump at the right time. Let's do it. We gotta do this the dumb way. I can't just jump up. That would be... they expect that. There we go. I enjoy that very much. And come to think of it, I think Mario Galaxy uses similar mechanics, where like the momentum of something spinning affects your jumping height and your jumping speed, like horizontal speed. And I don't remember if this is ever completely necessary for any of that game's green stars, but I think it might have been. I don't know what these dogs remind me of. These dog enemies, they remind me of something that I can't put my finger on. And that would be a hot stove. No. They sort of look like puppets, but they also look like a very particular dog, and I really wish that I knew. It's probably some cartoon dog. You know what, I'm just gonna stay up here. Gonna avoid all the Jasons. I think that's actually what those enemies are called. Because they have the hockey masks and the logs. It's not even a bat, it's just a log, but it looks like a bat. Yeah, here's the music that I think is more memorable in this stage. There's so much more clearly defined notes. Definitely more of a melody to it. And it's sort of eerie in its own way. Man, why can't I remember what these dogs look like? Oh well, they're dead now, so it doesn't matter. There's nothing particularly noteworthy about this stage. Unfortunately, I don't really have any fun Wario-related stories to tell in this one. I think I might have met my limit on Wario World stories. We'll find out. Maybe I'll come up with more, but I somehow kind of doubt it. although I could just talk about more things that I've been doing lately, which there isn't a whole lot, but one of the things that I've been... Well, one game that I've played recently, or I could talk about a few games that I've played lately. Like Doki Doki Literature Club. I think I was really late to the party on that one, but I did eventually play that, as recommended by my girlfriend, and I'm not as passionate about it as she is, but I did like it. Thing is, I thought... I don't know, I don't want to spoil anything about the game, but I think the beginning of the game is a lot more interesting than the rest of it is. But that is just me. Why? This is a really easy level. Let me just do it. No! Why am I failing at all the jumps? Okay, fine. We're gonna go into overhead view. Because apparently I cannot be trusted with anything except for Bubsy 3D, where every time I jump, it puts the camera above you, and it's super distracting. I know there's that new one that came out for unknown reasons, and it's made by the same people as the new Gianna Sisters games, or game. I think it's just the one game, but it has DLC that makes it seem like more than one game. Which, I don't know why it exists. I don't know why... Oh, is this whole thing rotating? Like the whole thing all at once? No, it's not. It just felt like I was going further away than I was... Okay. Why is this stupid thing... No, it is moving. Right? Shoot. That just really disoriented me. Even more than the rest of this level is going to. This is a kind of disorienting level at times. Sorry about that. My brain just must be on vacation. Email me when it comes back. I haven't heard from it in years. I would be lying if I said that this lion wasn't kind of annoying, because it moves a little bit too slowly for my tastes. Sometimes I think just jumping across the spikes is worth it because it's faster. But it's still sort of a fun idea. Alright, Clancer birds. And there's another treasure chest. I don't know exactly where the switch is that would have activated that treasure chest that I saw on the right side earlier. Maybe I'll see it eventually, maybe not. Here we've got a sort of Crystal Palace thing going here. Oh wait, I need to go down this hole. I kind of forgot that this hole exists. Oh wait a minute, I hit the button. Okay, I should go back after this little mini level. Which I enjoy because it utilizes the... I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but one of my player's guide things that I included in... Like, I had this whole series that I called French Fries, because the main character was a French fry, and I made it so that one of my games had a move like this, and... You know, because it was directly inspired by Wario World. And I think I called it the Hammer Charge move. Because you used it to hit nails in the wall sometimes. And that was it. Actually, I don't even think it was a designated move for the character. I think it was actually just... like... You know the boosts in Mario Kart, or the zippers in Diddy Kong Racing? I think those were just on the ground in the levels that I designed, and those were what caused the Hammer Charge move that I developed, that is just this. Because apparently I didn't believe in having interesting movesets. I just wanted people to use whatever was in the level, because that made more sense in my head. It would have been more puzzling if I actually had people figure it out for themselves, but it's not like anyone's playing these games that I only made in the form of player's guides, so it doesn't really matter. It's just... I'm criticizing my super young game design. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot a thing. I forgot you, golden piece. Can I get back in time to go through this door? I can. Just barely in the nick of time. And then I leave my hat on the other side and I have to grab it as the door officially closes, Indiana Jones style. Come to think of it, has it ever been revealed what Wario's head looks like underneath his hat? Probably? Like, there are probably Wario World minigames where you have to change what his hat looks like and you can see his hair underneath. But I just don't remember. It probably just looks like Mario's hair. But I've never really thought about it. I should have picked a better camera angle for that. This game usually allows you to have pretty good camera angles on things, since the camera doesn't usually change. Well, that and most of the things that you would ever need to do in this game are tied to eight directions and not any more than that. It doesn't require you to do lots of precise rotating or anything. Okay, I have a feeling that I'm not going to time this very well. I timed it well enough. And that's all the golden pieces. I don't know if I'm going to succeed in getting all of the treasures without having to restart the stage, but we will find out. And it's another terrible portrait. I don't know if it's terrible portrait or terrible portraits. Because the terrible portrait could just be referring to this guy, or it could be also referring to the portraits that are his arms, which are part of the same character, because hurting one of them hurts him, and I don't know, never mind, I'm thinking too hard about this. But apparently not hard enough to actually do well while playing. 500 coins, that's fine. Slow down because of all the coins on screen and also effects in the background. Good. Yay. Happy times. I think what baffled me about this boss whenever I first played it is whenever you jump up at it, it moves away. Thought you were supposed to punch the face, but you cannot punch the face. It is too quick for you. Too quick on the draw. And also there's always just so much stuff moving around on the floor. I don't like these lightning bolts. And for some reason he takes 3 hits this time, but only 2 hits the other 2 times. Does this have any purpose? This block here. I don't think it serves any purpose. It's just there to squash you if you happen to be standing in the wrong place, I guess. I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, I'm noticing it looks like the switch has already been hit in the mirror, but it's not already hit here. Okay, I guess it just looked weird because it looked shorter in the mirror, but it was actually just fine. Okay, I think the only way to get back up without using the bye-bye balloon right here is to fall off the level. So I'm gonna do that and respawn at a higher platform. This isn't necessarily something that you would just intuitively know, but it's something that you can kind of figure out by learning the weird, obscure nuances of the game. Can you please shake me the correct direction? Silly Unithorns. Still an excellent name. Alright, I think, yep, this is activated. Got this treasure chest, that is just fine. What was that? Just some... was it Crazy Glasses? I did not expect that to be the name, but it was Crazy Glasses. Okay. I legitimately had no idea what the name of those glasses were. I've never read that before, but it turned out to be Crazy Glasses. I mean, I don't know what else you would call them. Okay. And that is a pocket watch. I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye, I'm late. Except you did say hello. So obviously there was plenty of time to say that. And the boss coming up, the boss to finish off this level, assuming I got everything, Yeah, I actually did get everything. I was successful for once in my endeavors. This boss is one of my favorites in the game. Mostly because I really like those, anytime that a game has a cup mixing, minigame in it, whether it's in Mario Party or whether it's in anything, like, I know there was something similar to that in Garfield's Spooky Scavenger Hunt 2. Yeah, and this boss is just entirely based on that, and I think it's a lot of fun. Also, he sounds vaguely like Donald Duck. The first boss might have been Donald Duck combined with the Hulk combined with Guile, but this boss is Donald Duck in spirit. Then you hit the right one, and he's not in there. Oh wait, yes he is. Look at that face. That's a face that I'm not even sure a mother would love. Well, maybe some mother, I don't know if it would be his mother. Also, I like how his hair is not always attached to his head, like whenever you're holding him. And also this boss is just kind of interesting because, oh, let me focus, it goes faster every time. Yep, he's over here on the left again. Just look at his hair. It's interesting because he's not really a boss that actively attacks you the same way that the others do. He seems sort of shy. Like he's only attacking you because that's his job. Why is he always on the left? It's been the left every time. Also, I wish I could have been this attentive whenever I was doing those Koopa shell or treasure chest. I don't know if it was Koopa shells or treasure chest. Mixing mini games in the first Mario Party, because I think I screwed those up a lot. The left again? It's not usually the left every time, but in this case it is. Also, why are there spritlings in the background? It might just be the same spriteling over and over again and reflected in a mirror a bunch of times. That could be what is going on, because they are all purple. Really, why is that going on? What is this background? Really? It was the left every time. I promise it's not usually that way. What are the odds of that happening? I could probably do the math, but I don't feel like it, so if anyone wants to do the math of the likelihood of that happening every single time, feel free. Because probability is not my strong suit. Alrighty, that was a good stage. And we're just, we're congratulated with a not quite dab from Wario, but close. If his head was just facing the other way, it would be a dab. He doesn't do it as well as Yo Noid, I'm sorry. Or The Noid. His name isn't Yo Noid. Yo Noid 2 is the best game. That is my game of the year for sure. Not Yooka-Laylee, it's Yo Noid 2. So next time, final level, and also probably the final boss.